I don't have a lot in common with Father of the Bride's main character, George. I don't really know what it's like to raise a daughter to be an adult, then watch her leave the nest with another. I do know what it's like to meet someone, have a connection, and together, create something beautiful. No, I'm not talking about my wife and our lovely home. I'm talking about Jason and this podcast. Much like George and Nina in this movie, we've had some ups and downs. We've even made a few mistakes along the way. Like the time I accidentally deleted an entire episode. Or that time I forgot to turn Jason's mic on, and the whole episode was only recorded through mine, making him sound like he was recording remote the entire time. Oh, you don't remember that one? I do, because it's this episode. This is the episode where I forgot to turn on Jason's microphone. Welcome to You've Got Mails.
Welcome to You've Got Mails, everybody. I'm Jason. I'm here with CJ. What a difference a week makes, CJ. We go from problematic, anti-Semite, Mel Gibson, to just a goddamn treasure, Steve Martin. Is there nothing? This guy makes me so warm and fuzzy inside when I see him. It's crazy.
He has been the best grandfather I've ever had for 35 years.
Longer than that. Guy's 78. I think he came out of the womb with white hair. I don't know. I've never seen... No, that's not true. I've seen Steve Martin with darker hair.
Have you?
The film was very grainy. It was old. Yeah, when he first started stand-up, he was more of a salt and pepper. Now he's all salt. So yeah, today we're talking about 1991's Father of the Bride. There is a thread that ties these two movies here. You know what it is?
No.
Nancy Meyers directed What Women Want from last week, and she wrote Father of the Bride. She's going to be big on our list. She's done Something's Gotta Give, It's Complicated, The Holiday. She's deep in the chick flick world.
Well, we've officially watched the two of hers that I know.
Honestly, I think I've seen a few of those, but I'm not sure. What'd you know about this movie, CJ? Had you seen it?
I had years ago. How the fuck did you miss it?
Well, no, yeah, it was big. It was like, this movie actually had a $20 million budget, made $129 million. It did pretty well.
That feels about right.
It was rated pretty well by reviewers. I saw it too, but like, came out in 1991, I was 10.
This feels like a Friday night. You go out, you rent 3 or 4 movies.
Yeah.
You know, your dad gets one from the back of the shop. You pick a horror movie or two for your buddy and you to stay up late. But the movie that you and your family watch from 6 to 8 p.m., Father of the Bride.
I feel like that's right. I also feel like this is the movie where you check out for 2 hours because none of this speaks to 10-year-old me.
No?
Like, I couldn't have watched this movie at 10 and been like, oh, I really like this. I'm into it. Because I don't have I still don't have a daughter, but like I wasn't, like nothing about this movie was made for a 10-year-old
You can't
boy.
Appreciate Steve Martin at any age?
I mean, you got your Kieran Culkin. That's like the kid that like you're kind of associating with, I guess.
Made me appreciate Macaulay Culkin so much more.
Yeah, oh, come on now. Who's working on a hit HBO series right now? Kieran Culkin. That's who.
Good point.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, Father of the Bride. Let's get into it.
Yeah, man.
This movie is heavily narrated by Steve Martin.
Dude, when you buy Steve Martin, you have to use him.
Can I be honest? Like, I love Steve Martin. He grated on me in this a lot.
Really?
Yeah, especially in the beginning. So, this movie starts with him sitting in, I guess, the dining room of his home. Wedding had just ended. Full tuxedo. He's kind of taking his shoes off, undoing his buttons. And he's just talking, kind of giving us a lot of exposition for the first, 20 minutes of this movie.
That's most of his movies, though.
Just a straight up...
He narrates more than half his movies, easily.
Yeah. But, so he's talking about, I thought a wedding was supposed to be easy, but this one wasn't so easy. He's talking about how his daughter got married, and, the whole through line of this movie is basically him coming to grips with the fact that he's losing his daughter.
Yes.
Not going to be in his life anymore. I mean, she will, obviously, but he's more concerned about, it's not his little girl anymore. She's all grown up because she's all grown up. But, he narrates, and we flash back to, I think, 6 months before the wedding night. He tells us, Steve Martin, George Banks is his character, runs a sweatshop.
I don't know, man. Sweatshops imply that your employees probably hate you. Everybody here seems to love them. Oh. It's got to be it's like the Disney version of a sweatshop.
Well, he's Steve Martin. He runs a sneaker company. It looks like a sweatshop. It looks like what I would imagine.
That does not it does not look air conditioned in that room.
No, it's just a bunch of people crammed together sewing Nikes. I don't know. It just
I did not see a little kitchenette or a water bubbler anywhere, anything like that.
No, there was a guy walking around with a baton the entire time, ready to hit somebody if they fucking missed a stitch. No, that's not true. I'm sure Steve Martin runs a reputable business. And throughout the narration, he's kind of talking about how he has this company. He's talking about the town he lives in, how much he loves his little town. He tells us that the wedding ended up costing more than the home that he lives in when he bought it.
Yeah.
Which is great. We'll get to the financials of the wedding. It's absolutely fucking insane. And he tells us about his daughter, Annie, and she's been in Rome studying to be an architect for like 8 months now. And today's the day she's coming home. And we get somebody from the factory kind of hollers down to the factory floor, hey, she's landed, and he takes off. He was really worried because...
Hops in that Porsche.
I think it's an Aston Martin.
Oh, really?
I tried to read what the front said. I'm not a car guy. I think I've said that on the podcast.
I gotta get a
before.
sweatshop.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This guy, he acts like he's so hard up for money, but there's a lot of parts of this movie where I'm like, you're doing okay, buddy.
Yeah, he's driving a $150,000 car.
Yeah, so he's got a very nice sports car, and he's on his way home. He stops to pick up a gift for his daughter because he hasn't seen her in 8 months. It's just her own bike that he had like cleaned and put some new wheels on it. That bike never shows up again.
Later, we'll get to the aspect of male gifts. They're just not great.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Then he goes home. We meet his wife, played by Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
Her name's Nina. And she says, Annie's home. She's upstairs. She looks different. Is what she says. No.
She looks different.
I thought she was going to come out and be like goth or something.
That'd have been awesome.
Like she's been in Rome and she's changed.
She got plugs in her ears.
Yeah. A lot of tattoos. Eyebrow piercing.
Just a goldfish under her left eye.
Yeah. A couple teardrops.
Yeah.
And we also meet Kieran Culkin, who plays the little brother. His name's Matty. I thought he was delightful in this. I like Kieran Culkin. I think he might be my favorite Culkin.
This was before Home Alone, right?
It wasn't. So.
Oh, so these people thought maybe they were like, look, we can't afford the real Culkin. We'll get the lesser and see if it works out.
No, so I read online that between the filming of Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2, because I'm sure you've heard, like, the Culkin parents, I think, were kind of shitty.
Yeah.
And, like, the dad didn't want them to not work, like, between those two movies, so he booked them both acting gigs in other movies. So, My Girl was between Home Alone and Home Alone 2, and then this was also between. And those are the two movies that they each were in.
Fuck, I almost started crying when you said My Girl. What a... Ugh.
The bees!
The bees.
The bees! He needs his glasses!
Oh, God.
Man, okay. Cry for me, CJ. Annie finally comes up to the top of the stairs, and Steve Martin sees her. I don't know what she looked like before, but she looks like an average 22-year-old girl at this point.
And you know what? I have in my notes here, and I'm very wrong. I was going to say she looks 12. But I think I'm just so jaded by the fact that all these 18-year-olds in all these movies we're watching are obviously 30, 35 years old, that to see an actual 18, 19-year-old girl playing a role, she looked way too young to me.
So she's playing 22, she's actually 19. Yeah.
She's actually younger than the age she's playing.
Yeah, she does look very young. Like, she looks younger than 19, in my opinion.
She does. Like, I had to think of, like, I don't really know any 19 to 25-year-old girls, but, like, what do they actually look like? And I'm like, you know what? They probably look like children to me now.
It's a good problem to have, CJ. It's a good problem to have.
That's a great problem.
So, she comes downstairs. She slides down the banister. You get the impression, they're a very close, tight-knit family. This is a wholesome movie. Which also, we probably approached maybe the elephant in the room. I don't know if this is a chick flick. I'm not sure how it got on the list.
We got to figure this out in the next 45 minutes. Like, there's 4 more of these.
I mean, we've done it. We're doing the sequel. We play real fast and loose here.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah, because this is a family movie. This is not a chick flick. It's not a romance movie.
So I tried to look at this in a way that I could make it a chick flick. And I do think that, like, the relationship between a daughter and a father is something that we probably don't understand or get.
No.
So I think that there might be a certain appeal when it comes to this movie for a female audience. And I feel like a female audience might have enjoyed this movie more than a male audience. I don't know that necessarily makes it a chick flick. That's my way of keeping it on the list and not...
I can agree with that.
Stupid.
I'm in with you. Right. I'm with you 100% on this.
Okay. So, she comes down the stairs and George tells her how great she looks, and she looks like she's all lit up. She feels all lit up. She's got some extra pep in her step, And they sit down, getting ready for dinner.
That's because she's got some extra man in her plan.
Oh, goodness. They're sitting down for dinner, getting ready to have dinner, and George is kind of making plans for now that she's back. So, throwing out maybe go to a Lakers game. Paul Simon's in town at the Forum. We can go check him out. And she's agreeing to all of it. And then she goes, oh, no, you know what? there's something I really need to tell you to, and it's something that isn't easy for me to say. But I met a boy, or a man. I met a man when I was in Rome, and I fell in love, and we're engaged. It's like a tale of two people, because Nina, Diane Keaton's character, is just, you can tell she's so happy for her. She can tell she's in love with this guy. She's excited. The mom's going to get to have this wedding. There's grandbabies possibly on the way. George is like, no, I don't like it. Tells her she's too young to get married. Really just comes at her real hard. Like, he's not happy.
He's not reacting well, and he does it in a very Steve Martin way.
Like he's pretty much a dick about it. And the daughter kind of says, well, Mom was a year younger than me when you guys got married. And then she had me when she was my age. And he says, well, 22 was a lot different back then. Which it probably was. I mean, at that point, like...
In the early 70s? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, your life expectancy was lower. Like, you got married younger.
Back then at 22, you were too old for Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about your heroes, folks.
Leonardo DiCaprio, the new Led Zeppelin?
I don't...
I mean, they're not that young.
Yeah.
But...
No, I think he keeps it above 18, which is nice.
Yeah, as far as we know.
Yeah.
So they get in a big argument, and she kind of tells him about the guy. His name's Brian, and she tells him how they met, and that he's an independent contractor, communications contractor. And Steve Martin is great because he's like, independent. You know what that means? It's code for unemployed. And he's like, of course he's gonna move wherever you move to, and he wants to be with you because you're gonna be the breadwinner, and I'm gonna have to fire some guy from my factory who's been there for 30 years and hire my dumbass son-in-law to work at the factory. At this point, Annie gets up all mad. She storms out, and Nina, who's like always the voice of reason and kind of like the one that calms George down every time, tells him, you got to go talk to her, go see her.
Yeah, it's your baby girl.
And then he meets her out on the front porch, and they have a nice heart-to-heart, and he sees that she loves this guy, and he wants her to be happy. So he says, you know what, if you love him, I'll love him. How about a little bit of basketball? A little b-ball in the driveway. And she says, well, I don't, she's in a dress. She's like, I don't have any sneakers. And of course, this guy.
I'm always waiting for that line.
Yeah. He's like, you came to the right place. So he's just got a garage full of sneakers. Hooks her up with a pair of high tops, and we get a little, set to the Temptations, My Girl.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. That's a great song.
Yeah, it is a great song.
You and your parents are pretty close. You're tight. They're great people.
Yeah.
Like, did you play a lot of games with your dad growing up? Like catch or basketball or?
Not really.
No, yeah, like I don't remember that being a thing. Me and most of my friends, like I remember our dad just being like, "You guys should fuck off,"
no.
And like, like I love you, but don't be here. I don't need you around.
That wasn't like that. Like my dad and my mom. My dad would like take me just to hang out with him. Like we'd go places and hang out. He'd just take me along a lot of the time. And we spent a lot of time together, but there was never really like any catch or anything like that. If I was playing outside, it was usually just with like my group of friends playing.
Yeah.
So there was no real catch or anything, but that's all right. I mean, I was never really into sports anyway.
I couldn't picture my dad throwing a ball to save his life.
I didn't want to play catch. Like I wanted to play Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he and also she tells him after he decides that he's gonna be happy for her, and he said she can't wait to meet the guy. She's like, good, because he's gonna be here in an hour. I was like, well, that's kind of shitty, Annie.
Yeah.
You would just be like, drop this bomb on everyone, and they'd be like, oh, by the way, he's on his way over here, and not really give anybody a chance to prepare.
He's bringing vegan curry.
We get a little like basketball scene where they're playing. It's fun. Like it just shows more of their relationship. Like she's definitely like a daddy's girl.
Oh yeah.
They've been playing basketball in the driveway forever.
Well, he has multiple break from reality glimpses of her as like an 8-year-old in the scene.
Yeah. So then we cut, Brian shows up, and immediately, even though George said that he's going to love this guy if she loves him, immediately, like, hates him. Like, first of all, he's just looking out the window waiting for him to show up, and he pulls into the driveway, and his wife's like, well, how's he look? And he's like, he drove way too fast into the driveway.
Yeah.
He's mad about that.
He's looking for anything.
Yeah, and then they come in, and, he sits down on the couch, and they're talking, and Brian, he's an okay guy. Like, I don't dislike him. It's also just very boring to me. Like, this guy's not what the movie was. It's
very milquetoast.
Yeah, this guy's not what the movie was built around.
No, he's a prop in this movie, at best.
He is. And
he does throw a hand on her knee in a way that I would not have done.
Well, yeah, that was the thing too. Like so that was
It's a bit too forward,
that was one
man.
of the problems. They were sitting on the couch and he's like rubbing her knee, like skin on skin, like not a shed of fabric between them. Like there's just
Yeah.
And Steve Martin is like focusing on this super hard. He's getting upset about that. And then Brian gives this like big flowery speech about how they met and how much he loves her. And George this is all just from the narration is just kind of talking about how like the guy's a kiss ass, doesn't like him. And then the straw that breaks the camel's back, the guy's wearing Nikes.
Yeah.
So George sees that he's wearing Nikes. And
Those are from the wrong sweatshop, boy.
yeah, so it's just like, I can't believe he's wearing Nikes. So she wants to take Brian out for a ride on the town after all this.
Yeah, which is code for, like, I'm going to go put him inside me.
Oh,
like, that is... Yeah, man.
She wanted to show him the town. He wasn't from the area.
You know, I said this a little last week, the childless thing, but thank God I don't have a daughter. Like, I don't think I'd be one of those douchebag dads that's like, oh, boy, let me take you for a walk and scare the shit out of you. But I don't want to imagine anybody sleeping with my daughter. Like, that, an imaginary daughter I don't even have. I don't want this.
Yeah, that's the thing about this movie is like I wonder if like you have a daughter if this movie it hits different for you.
It's got to, right?
I was just like I don't get any of this. Like none of this is really like none of this affects me. Like I don't have any feelings about any of this. But they go out for a ride and George tells Annie, it's cold out. You should take a coat. And she goes, oh, I don't need a coat. And then the boyfriend's like, well, it is a little cold out there. She goes, oh, let me go grab a coat. And then we get this narration from Steve Martin forever, just over dramatic. It's just like, and that's the moment that I knew that I'd lost her.
Forever.
Yeah, I wasn't the most important man in her life anymore.
And then he reminds her to fasten her condom before she leaves.
Yeah. As they're walking out the door, they're going for a drive. He goes, make sure to fasten your condoms. And then he freezes up and he's like, oh my God.
Which might have been his best line of the movie, honestly.
That was pretty good.
They burned it early.
It was pretty good. So they leave. Next scene is the next day, and I assume the next day. And George and Nina are on their way to meet the in-law. They want to go and meet with Brian's parents.
Yes.
They're driving through Bel Air, and Steve Martin is just like, I don't even want to meet these people. I don't want to have in-laws. He's very grumpy the entire time.
Yeah, they're probably super poor. We're going to have to feed them.
Yeah, he said, she's like, well, they live in Bel Air. He's like, they'll be the only shack here. He's not where they're going to be. Then they pull up, and it's a mansion, and immediately he's like, oh, great. Show-offs. Like, this is just what I need. So he wasn't going to be happy no matter what. We go into the house to meet the in-laws, and they seem like nice enough people. Like, they're very wealthy. The dad seems a little smug, but they're also very similar because, Nina was talking about how George tried 4 different shirts on before they came. And
yeah, they're pretty solid. They're cool people.
And when they walk in, they say the exact same thing that they tried on a bunch of different outfits, and, but this doesn't help George. This doesn't change anything for him. They sit down for brunch, and the dad is kind of giving this like little toast and talking about how, at some point you have to let your kids go and just hope you raise them right. And George's narration, he's like, this guy's starting to make a lot of sense, and I don't like it. Like, he's making a lot of good points, but he's not...
He doesn't want to be in this.
Yeah, he's not biting on any of this. So he asks to use the restroom, and they let him know it's upstairs. He goes to find the restroom, and does what anybody does when they go to someone else's restroom. He starts opening the medicine cabinets. There's a good...
You know what that's like?
Yeah, I do. We've talked about it. I always say, hey, I like to know, I want to know if you've got any kind of weird rashes on any kind of medications I should know about. Like, I like to know who I'm dealing with.
Did we tell that story?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I think we told her on the Fright Pub episode.
Yeah,
If you want to hear about how nebby I am, you can go check out the Witches of Eastwick episode if you haven't heard it yet. Because I will go through your medicine cabinet. But there's a great scene.
For our German listener, nebby is
for anybody outside of Pittsburgh,
yeah.
Nebby means you're a nosy fuck. He's a great gag where he's like opening the medicine cabinet. He opens the one and like looks around a little bit and then goes to grab the other one and yanks on it. It's just
rips it off the wall.
It's just a mirror. It just comes off.
Have you ever been like a guest at someone's house and you just fuck something up and you don't know what to do? Like you clog the toilet. Yeah, and it's overflowing and you're just like, what do I do?
Hey, it's been great. I gotta go. Yeah. And then he's about to go back downstairs and he realizes that the office is right next to the bathroom. So he goes in and he starts like going through their checkbook. Like he finds a checkbook on the desk and starts going through.
It's going a little far.
Yeah, you can't really make a lot of excuses for this guy in this movie. As much as I love Steve Martin, he's a little bit insufferable for most of this. And we also found out when they first got there that this guy has some dogs, like killer, like giant Dobermans. And they don't like George. Like, you can tell they don't like George. He tries
They
to
can sense stress, is what he
They
says.
snap at him. So, he's going through the checkbook, and maybe their maid comes in, and he has to hide under the desk. So he gets under the desk, and the one dog is there. And the dog is just snarling at him, growling. And once the maid is gone, he gets up, and he starts backing up, and he's trying to remember, because the guy used a term to get the dogs to back off, and it was release. So whenever this guy says release,
Yeah.
the dogs kind of bolt, and George is like backing up, can't think of the right word. And he ends up having to climb out the window. And another great like visual gag is Nina and the in-laws are sitting down at the table, like still eating their brunch, and all of a sudden Steve Martin's legs like appear from out of frame, like behind the window, and
he's got a little Benny and June action going on behind them.
Yeah, Nina has to run interference. He finally drops down, and he realizes he still has the checkbook, and he's trying to throw the checkbook back up into the window.
I can't even explain his comedy because it's very boring comedy, but it's very funny. And like that face he has when he realizes he has the checkbook in his hand.
Yeah, he's just, I think he's sincere. Like, I don't know what it is about Steve Martin. He just puts everything into it, and like, it just seems like
he's both the straight man and the wild guy at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's very odd.
But he tries to throw the checkbook back into the window, and as he does it, the maid like pulls like a rug out the window to like flip it out to like get the dust off of it.
Yeah,
and launches the checkbook into the pool. So then he has to go over and try to get the pool. At this point, the dogs come after him again, and he falls in the pool. And that's a cutscene. We go to the next night back at his home, and the daughter's there, the son's there, mom. And he's doing a little cookout for everybody, making dinner. And he lies to Annie and tells her that like the whole meeting with the in-laws went off great. Like everybody's happy, like they got along well together. And they start discussing the wedding. So his first, she says she wants to have like a small intimate wedding somewhere, and he's got a great idea. He said, let's go to this restaurant we've been going to for the past 25 years called the Steak Pit.
I was already waiting in the car when he said that. I was like, this sounds awesome. Yeah. I'm ready to go.
And the son, Maddie, Kieran Culkin, he's like, nobody wants to go to a wedding in a place with the word pit in it. They shoot that down right away. And then Annie says, well, I'd like to kind of have the wedding here if that's okay. And we get this funny, Steve Martin kind of looks off in the distance. He has this like vision of the wedding, and it looks like a child's birthday party.
Yes.
Like he's got a chef's hat on. He's making burgers on the grill. He's bringing over the bride and groom burger. He's hired a juggler. There's a guy playing the accordion in the yard.
Actually, you're right. It is exactly a child's birthday party. I didn't even picture that.
If there was a clown or a bounce house in the background, it wouldn't have been at all out of place or surprising. I mean, also, my dream wedding is a barbecue wedding. Like, I would 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, love to go to that reception. Like, please.
I've had barbecue at weddings before, and I remember the barbecue. I don't remember a single fucking chicken piccata I had at some stuffy
I don't even know who
wedding.
got married. I just know the ribs were amazing.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah. But they decide that, they talk him into getting a wedding coordinator, they call it, which is a wedding planner. And so the next day is them walking to the planner. Steve Martin's he's begrudgingly going along with this. He doesn't want to have a planner. He just wants to do it himself, save money. He's very cheap in this movie.
Yes.
Which like I was saying earlier, he talks up like how much, his house, how great his house is. And they do have a really big, nice house. He's driving a sports car. He's throwing out like, hey, you're home. Let's go to a Lakers game and see Paul Simon this week. Like, they got money. You can't beat the fucking middle class drum this hard. You own your own factory where
he's upper class. Yeah, he's exactly. For sure. I mean, they live in like the nice part of Southern California.
Yeah, like he's got the money for a wedding. Although this wedding is obscenely priced. So they show up at the wedding planner, and first we meet probably say an early appearance by B.D. Wong.
B.D. Wong, man.
Like, he should be bioengineering dinosaurs somewhere in a lab, but no. He's got a ponytail.
And I hope I don't step on your toes here, but like I worked hard to make this a chick flick into a dick flick that involved him
making dinosaurs.
Yes. No, and I just couldn't connect them, man.
I mean, it crossed my mind for a second.
Yeah. I was like, well, maybe, he retires from the wedding game. No.
But this was like a sneaky, funny thing too, where he's, B.D. Wong, obviously like an Asian guy.
Yeah.
And he introduces himself as Howard Weinstein. And I was like, that's hilarious. That's the name.
I didn't even catch it.
The name they gave this guy. So, he introduces himself. He turns out to be the wedding planner's assistant. The wedding planner is right up there for me as far as like people that make me happy.
Yes.
Right up there with Steve Martin. Fucking Martin Short walks in, playing a character named Frank. Which is just Frank. His name's Frank, but he goes by Frank. He has the most batshit crazy accent I've ever heard, which I guess he made the accent up himself. Well, I mean, I guess everybody makes up accents themselves, but this wasn't like based on anything. Like he just came in and Martin Short just did some Martin Short
just
stuff.
did it.
Yeah.
Like, I've done the event stuff before. There was a fellow event planner that I knew who went by Thommy.
Thommy?
Thommy. Thomme. His name was Tom.
That's Tommy, yeah.
Yeah, but he was Thommy.
Ugh, pretentious.
Nice guy, but, started to call him Thommy.
But Martin Short's character, Frank, starts kind of going over like different plans for the wedding. He lets them know that it's a little bit short notice, 5 months till the wedding, but he can make it happen. And starts going over like some cake ideas. And he brings the book of cakes over. And there's a wedding cake in there that they settle on for $1,200. Is that a legitimate... I mean, tell me about your wedding. Did you guys get a cake from somewhere?
We did. Actually, my wife, one of her best friends, is a professional baker.
That's nice when you... Yeah.
Yeah, and she actually donated a cake to us. And she did a smaller cake for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then cupcakes.
Okay.
And her cupcakes she started making cupcakes as her kids are gluten-free. Like they get really sick if they're celiacs.
Yeah.
And so she started making cupcakes and it turned into a whole bakery. It turned into a whole profession.
Oh, nice.
So it was awesome to have that. My wedding was all favors. It was just me calling in every favor I could think of. Yeah, absolutely.
You could help you out like that. So they sit down, they go over, and George is just like, he can't understand a word Frank is saying. He's worried about the price of everything. And then he just kind of gets pushed out to the point where he's not involved in the decision making anymore. Like he can tell during this meeting with Frank that like it's the girls and Frank.
Yes. And can I just derail this right now?
Absolutely.
I know, every movie is about growth of a character.
Yeah.
These movies are usually about growth in a loving way or accepting of somebody. And then there's this phrase that I always think of is 10,000 assholes can't be wrong. So if you're saying that everybody's wrong, you're probably the wrong one. And I think that's what they're setting up here.
Yeah.
I can't picture him as being the wrong person in this situation. This sounds so overblown at every step.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because, I'm kind of poor white trash.
Uh-huh.
Everything he says, I feel, is correct. People need to rein their shit in and live in reality.
It's hard to argue with Steve Martin.
Yeah.
I mean, where's the guy led you wrong?
When they finally say it's 250 people ahead at 500 people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you got the math somewhere on there.
I've got it.
That number's too fucking high.
I've got it brought up actually right now because the very next scene, George is at work. He's at the warehouse and he gets a call from B.D. Wong's character with an estimate and $250 a head for this wedding. The guest list at this time, 527 people. That is $131,000. And that's $1991.
That's billionaire shit right there. If I'm going to drop that much money in one night, I better have 1,000,000 times more of that in the bank account. Because, that's too much for one night.
Yeah, even at, this guy clearly not poor. He does okay. But $131,000 in 1991, that's still a shit ton of money.
Yes.
For, one day. One day thing. So he gets the quote, and he's fucking beside himself with his 527 people.
Yeah, I'd be in a casket if you gave me that quote. If I was him, oh my God.
So what they do is, they decide they need to cut down the guest list. So they start going through and cutting people out. There's a great scene because Maddie was supposed to be allowed to have a friend. That's the little boy. And Steve Martin's like, I'm not paying $250 so you can have a friend at the wedding. He says, what if he doesn't eat? He says, that's actually a great idea. Who else can we get not to eat?
He's desperate.
He's like, who else can we get not to eat? And he looks at his wife. He's like, your parents? Can we get them not to eat? That's pretty good. But they do get it cut down. Best guess, I think, they say they want to cut it down to from 527 to 200. And later in the movie, there's a bit with some cars parked in the street. And the cop says there's 200 cars here. So assuming everybody drove themselves, I guess, maybe. So you're probably not looking at the full 527. But even at 200 people, it's a $50,000 wedding. That's a lot.
Cap it at 20 grand. 20 grand seems obscene to me, but cap it.
From here, the wedding planner and his whole team kind of descend upon the house and start getting things ready and setting things up. We get a scene with George is up in the attic digging out his old tux from like 1970 because this guy is trying to save money anywhere he can. And they get him the tux, and he starts kind of looking. Or they bring him downstairs once he's in the tux, and they're auditioning wedding singers. We get a great like cameo from Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
So Eugene Levy has a very small bit part in this as a wedding singer.
Can't mistake those eyebrows. That man had 3 perms on his head at all times.
He did. They are drilling holes in his ceiling for some reason. They're taking all the furniture out of rooms to make room for other stuff. Like, just basically have invaded and just turning this guy's life upside down.
And I felt physically ill for him.
Yeah. So to this point, he goes to do something and just rips the back of his tux open. And he's just, like, furious, like, fed up. So his wife asks him to just run out and get something for dinner. Like, go to the grocery store. You know, take your mind off of things. He gets to the grocery store. And not all heroes wear capes, CJ. This man, he finally decided to fight the good fight. He decided to fight Big Bun. And he's buying some hot dogs. And when you buy hot dogs, you get 8 in a pack and you get 12 buns.
Yes.
It's horse shit. It's been horse shit my entire life. Why nothing's changed yet? He starts ripping out open bags of buns and starts pulling out like 4 buns out of each package until he gets like enough buns. And the store employees like start seeing him do this, and they, you can't do that, sir. This is illegal. And he gets arrested.
Yeah, he goes full Karen.
Yeah, he goes full Karen. So he gets arrested, and he ends up.
I was wondering. I forgot all about this entire scene. I was wondering why one of my notes says "Big Bun in the Wiener Company," and now it all makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great. Actually, can we start a band and just call ourselves Big Bun and the Wiener Company? Like, either one of us can be Big Bun. I don't care. And then just the rest of the band, it's the Wiener Company. So he gets arrested. Nina comes to bail him out. But she's so fed up with his shit. Like, the cop's like, oh, your wife's here. He's like, so am I getting out? He's like, oh, she wants me to leave you in here for now. So she comes in and talks to him while he's still in the jail cell. And basically just convinces him, like, hey, like, you need to stop doing what you're doing. Your daughter's getting married, she's happy, and you're just making her upset because you're always bitching about everything. So this is kind of like his come to Jesus moment where he finally decides, like, I'm going to do this for her. I'll quit bitching about the wedding. Like, let's make this thing work. It's going to be a great event.
Speaking about the people behind the curtains, Big Wedding must have been really pulling some strings for this movie.
Yeah, you know what? Is there a big wedding? Like, there's no, like, wedding...
Weddings are big money, man.
I know that, but there's not like some corporation out there running them. This is the people. Like, everybody wants like a big wedding, but there's nobody out there pushing for it.
I mean, you like add wedding
like nobody's out there advertising weddings. There's people that capitalize off of it, like wedding planners and things like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if you add like a DJ, you get a DJ for 6 hours for your kid's birthday party, it's going to be one price. 6 hours for a wedding, triple that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money in there.
It's all supply and demand, though. If we didn't want big weddings, these people would just go out of business. But here we are. We're just a bunch of selfish assholes.
America.
That's why when I get married, I'm just going to elope and get married by an Elvis somewhere.
I could dress up like Elvis.
There you go. All right.
Late stage Elvis.
You're married.
A banana sandwich on the toilet, Elvis. I'm that guy for you.
Perfect. That's the Elvis that I want. That's my preferred Elvis. So, from here, we get a lot more scenes of just, like, the wedding prep and stuff. Like, we see they're putting in flowers in the front yard. They've got swans, like live swans for the wedding. Do you know that a swan can break a grown man's arm with its wing?
For real?
For real. Swans are, like, one step removed from geese, and geese are fucking menaces. Like, there is not an animal on this planet that scares me more than a geese. I
have been attacked by geese. We have rivers in Pittsburgh, so, I mean, they will get you.
If you offered me the choice between, like, a bear and a goose, and I had to survive against one for, like, 10 minutes, I'd take the fucking bear. Like, if you've ever seen... Everybody at home, do a Google image search for goose teeth. Have you ever seen a goose with its mouth open?
That's teeth?
It's 1,000 razor-sharp little teeth inside of its mouth. It is nightmare fuel. Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
So that's my...
Wow.
I'm anti-big goose. That's what I am.
Any goose.
Yeah, big wedding is fine, but big goose? Fuck them. So yeah, the swans were a terrible idea. But we see all this, these little things, and George is finally on board. Like he's still trying to cut corners here and there, but for the most part, he's being a decent guy. He still gets little riled up when the cost of things are brought up and things of that nature. But he realizes it and he calms himself down. Of course, as soon as he's happy and excited about the wedding, Annie comes home crying and says the wedding's off. She runs up to her room crying, and George has to follow her up and finds out that Brian gave her an 8-month anniversary gift, and it's a blender. And this to her is a symbol that he wants her to be subservient and become like a housewife, and just totally loses her shit, which, yes, you do not give appliances to your significant other. I don't think that early in a relationship. I don't know where you're at now, but like, you and your wife have been married for a while. She probably appreciates like
I bought her a mixer once, but she was really into baking at the time.
Yeah, and like
the whole world is shut down. You got to mix stuff.
Yeah. So
you know what? Let me tell you a little story.
8 months in, you don't buy somebody a vacuum or a blender.
Because any ladies listening at home, you need to realize something about guys is we're not super bright.
No.
And when it comes to gifts, we're probably either going to give you that perfect gift or we're going to fucking destroy it.
There's no middle ground.
There's no middle ground. There's no like these were the exact socks I wanted.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you about 2 gifts I got for my wife.
Okay.
2 consecutive Christmases.
Okay.
First Christmas, I went 6 hours away. I picked up lumber from her grandfather's house.
Oh.
Extra lumber from her grandfather who just passed away.
Yeah.
White oak, beautiful stuff. I came back, took it to the carpentry shop. I made her a jewelry box with purple heart inlay, with this oak that I could be like, hey, this is salvage from your late grandfather. I made each of her sisters a little picture frame with pictures of them.
Oh my God.
People were crying.
I'm about to cry.
The other in-laws were angry with me. Like, I knew I had won.
That's the best.
I know it's not a competition, but I had won that Christmas.
Yeah.
The next Christmas, I got her a 130-piece Dremel tool set.
What?
Because I'm a fucking idiot. So, she said something about wanting to get back into jewelry making or something. I can't remember what it was.
Uh-huh.
But, like, that's it right there. There's no in-between ground for men.
Where's the Dremel set now?
I'm the only one that used it. I've lost about 70 of the pieces. So, that's where he's coming from there.
You know what, though? That's the nice thing about us, though, as guys. Like, we'll do so good on a gift, like, one year.
Yeah.
We kind of get a pass the next year. Like, if they ever bring up the Dremel tools, you're just like, yeah, but remember the jewelry box thing?
Yeah.
Like, I bought you the Dremel thing so you could make jewelry to put in that jewelry box I made you. Yeah, you're fine. So she's so upset about this blender, and Brian comes to the house to try to patch things up, and she doesn't want to see him, so George takes him out for a drink. And through his narration, he tells the audience that, this is his chance to kind of send Brian packing. Then they get to the bar, and Brian starts talking about Annie, and it dawns on him that, like, he loves Annie. And, like, really has, like, the best intentions for her. He bought her the blender not because he wanted her to be a housewife. It's because she likes banana smoothies. Same thing with you and your Dremel tool set. Like, She said something one time, and you're like, oh, well, this is going to be great. And then she got it, was like, I don't know what the fuck to do with it.
There wasn't a single time while I was in the aisle at Home Depot that I thought this was a bad idea.
Yeah, like, it wasn't malicious. Like, he didn't buy her a blender for any, like, other reason than because she likes to make smoothies. And he was like, she'll enjoy this because she can make her smoothies.
Yeah, the difference between my wife and her is she loses her shit.
Oh, yeah. And I'm honestly, you've been engaged, you've known each other for 8 months. This was an 8-month anniversary present. If this is the thing that sets you off and causes you to, like, end the marriage, I don't have high hopes for this relationship moving forward, because there's going to be bigger problems than a fucking blender. So Steve Martin realizes what's going on and kind of gets the two back together. Like, brings Brian back to the house, talks to Annie. Wedding's back on. Huzzah.
Huzzah.
And then the day before the wedding, in California, it snows. And there's like a blizzard. It's January. I don't know what the weather's like in California in January. I don't know if snow's common.
Not at all.
Okay, so this was just...
Once in 100 years, Southern California gets that much snow.
So after the blender fiasco, this is probably your second reason to not get married. But...
and, did you get their wedding date?
It was January something.
6th.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't a problematic date yet, but you give it a few years.
They didn't know. I had to make for a rough, 25th anniversary or whatever it ended up being. Who knows?
Although maybe he was on vacation for reasons.
I was going to say, he's a rich white guy from Bel Air. I don't know, maybe he's...
He looked like a proud boy.
I don't like to think about it. Has anyone seen the tiki torches? Yeah, Brian took them with him on his trip. So we get a bunch of scenes of them kind of prepping the house because of the snow. They're outside with a hairdryer thawing out the flowers. Frank and Howard are shoveling the walkway.
This is where I turned for them because I really didn't like them too much. They just seemed like terrible stereotypes that were milking Steve Martin for all of his money.
Yeah.
This was the scene where I realized, like, these guys actually do give a shit.
I don't
They
know.
are in it to give this woman the best day of her life. They're going to make a bunch of money doing
That's
it.
your job. I mean, they're not...
Yeah, but, like...
I wouldn't give them a medal.
They wouldn't be out there shoveling the sidewalk unless they actually cared. Like, this party needs to go off.
No, I think they're shoveling it no matter what. Because, I mean, if it doesn't go off, they don't get paid. Because he makes a comment, they even shoveled the walkway for free. I'm like, well, yeah, but you've already given them so much money.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's probably included in the price. as if it happens to snow in California.
I don't know. I liked them after
You're
this.
getting your walkway shoveled. No, they got more reason not to like Frank, even though I love Martin Short. You know, so they get everything situated. They've got the swans in a fucking lukewarm bath in their bathtub upstairs. You do not bring swans in the house. I don't know how many times I cannot stress this enough. If you ever encounter a swan or a goose in the wild, turn and run. Don't put them in your fucking bathtub. Jesus Christ. I have an irrational fear. It's geese.
I didn't notice.
So, yeah, get everything set up. Next day's the wedding day. The wedding is very short, like, as far as, like, screen time. You know, George and Annie ride to the church together. He brings her down the aisle, gives her away. It's kind of a sweet moment, and then he's sitting in the pew, and we get more narration from Steve Martin just saying, like, this is it. Like, I'm never going to have breakfast with her in my house again. I'm never going to see her come down the stairs in, like, her pajamas, and she's just not going to be there anymore. This little girl is gone. Like, there's no
Little did he
more.
know that situation was going to start immediately.
yeah, he was never going to see her again. So we get to the reception, and it's just this, like, comedy of errors the entire time where he's putting out all this money for this thing for his daughter, doesn't get a single chance to see her, nor does he get to enjoy any of the stuff that he's paid for. Like, he goes to eat dinner, and Frank comes and grabs him, and he's like, the cops are outside. They need to speak to the owner of the house. Goes outside, and literally there are 200 cars parked 3 wide in their street. You can't even fit a car down the street. Like, I don't know what he was thinking. He's treating the street as a parking lot. Neighbors must fucking hate him.
Well, it's because 2 of the parking attendants got sick.
No, they wanted to hire 4 parking attendants. He was too cheap and said 2. So when the cops came up, he makes up a lie and says they were supposed to have 4, but 2 got sick.
Okay, didn't catch it.
Yeah, this is George's fault. 100% George's fault. But even then, like, I don't know where the valets were going to park the cars. So, you know, the cop says, you got like 20 minutes to get these cars off the street. George says, where am I going to find 2 other guys to help me move these cars? Lo and behold, his son, who's like 8 years old, and his best friend, who is at the wedding, are just there, smiling.
The best friend's gloating because he did not eat dinner.
He did not eat a single thing. He deserves dinner after this. George has these 2 kids move all these cars into the lawn. First of all,
this is points toward the sweatshop idea, actually. Like, this is the kind of guy that why can't we employ children
anymore?
anymore?
He's not paying those workers a lot.
No.
You can just tell how cheap he is. Logistically, 200 cars are not fitting in his front yard. I don't know where he put all these cars at. I guess neighbors' yards.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you're George's neighbor on this particular day, you are so fucking mad.
Let's get really into the logistics. It just snowed like 4 inches that morning. It's a mud pit everywhere. You're destroying all your the whole block.
Because it's not staying cold enough for the
No.
The ground's not frozen. It's just mushy.
I think we're splitting too many hairs here.
No, it's a bad move. So from here, he gets all the cars moved. He goes back in. It's time for her to like throw the bouquet, and then they're out of there for the honeymoon. And he can't get through his own house because like there's so much chaos happening from the wedding. So he goes like a different way, gets to the back of the line just in time to see her getting like stuffed in a limo, and she's gone. So from the minute he gave her away to the time she left, he never once saw her. There was no like father-daughter dance.
Yeah.
He didn't get to eat. No, I'm sure there's leftovers. I hope there's leftovers for George's sake.
If anything in this movie made me feel anything, which wasn't much,
Yeah.
it was pretty sad right there.
Yeah, it was a sad, like, it was.
I wouldn't take it as somber as he did. I'd be fucking angry.
Yeah, like, I did all this and I got nothing.
Yeah. You ever throw a party and like by the time you get to the food, it's gone?
There's fucking murder birds in my bathtub now. What do I do about that? So we get to the scene, you know, we started with him sitting down where he began his narration at the aftermath of this wedding. Phone rings and it's Annie, and she says, "Oh, I didn't get to say goodbye to you. I just want to make sure I say goodbye." That's not good enough for me. It was so anticlimactic. Like, I thought she was going to come back. I thought maybe there was going to be like a mad dash to the airport, which would have like kicked this up into chick flick gear. Because you
Yeah.
got that run to the airport to meet somebody. Like, even if it's your daughter, that's more, that's what we expect from these kind of movies. But no, just gives him a call, says, hey, love you.
Yeah, great work.
He has like a nice little slow dance with Diane Keaton.
What if she was like, I hate you. You couldn't even find me on my own wedding night.
Right. Like, did she never like think I should find my dad before I leave? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. And that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, they do like a little slow dance.
Mm-hmm.
Weird theatrical lighting set up on the slow dance. Like they have those lights in the house.
Mm-hmm. Shall we give this movie our flowers?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I love Steve Martin, Martin Short. I'm glad they got rid of Chevy Chase out of their threesome of a comedy team.
I still love Chevy Chase. I know he's a piece of shit, but I love him.
I know, but these two are...
My money, there's nothing better than Three Amigos.
That's a wonderful movie.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe that could be Guy Love.
I don't
We
think
could,
so.
no?
No,
All right.
I don't think.
They're just excellent. They're comedians that like kind of live by a code where they can cut you down if they want, but you have to be willing for that.
Yeah.
It's the same way Bill Burr kind of is,
Oh, yeah.
where like Bill Burr, he's funniest when he's just absolutely tearing somebody apart.
Uh-huh.
And Martin Short can do that with no problem at
Yeah.
all. But he's not going to do that to just anybody. You've got to be somebody that he's on the cool with. And like, I just love watching Steve Martin and Martin Short in the same scene.
There.
Watch Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah, I
man.
was gonna say,
Oh,
you watch that? Yeah.
absolutely.
Highly recommend it. Anybody that likes this movie and enjoys those guys' comedy.
It actually turned me all the way
You haven't
around
seen
on Selena Gomez.
There you go.
The fact that she can hold a scene with those two is,
Absolutely.
to me, she must be already a legend.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, if you don't watch that, check it out.
That's kind of my flowers for this, is I really love those guys. The rest of this cast, I mean, Diane Keaton, I know she's amazing, but she's never stood out for me really in anything. I'm trying to think of anything I've seen her in.
Well, maybe this podcast will change that, because I know she's in quite a few of these movies.
Good.
Yeah. It's actually funny you said that, because I thought this was interesting. I was just looking up at like some reviews and things from like when this movie came out. It was really highly reviewed, but the Washington Post said something that I thought was very interesting. It says, "It is so funny, it's almost sublime. The explanation is simple. It's all Steve Martin."
Yeah.
I mean, Martin Short's great. Like in the little bits he's in, he's fantastic.
Yes.
And all his scenes are funny. And I really did enjoy Kieran Culkin in this as the little brother. Like he was good. Like for me, he was like a great like little sidekick. Like I liked him a lot. But this movie is just the Steve Martin show. If it wasn't for him, this movie would just be an absolute nothing.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just watched The Jerk recently.
Yeah.
And like he can carry an entire movie, no problem.
Absolutely. Other than that, just fuck geese. I mean, I don't really have any other final thoughts or flowers. Just, geese are fucking the devil.
I feel like we're onto something with you. I'm learning some shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can do a whole we'll do goose talk next time. That'll be our next podcast. I'll just fucking rant about geese for an hour. So yeah, you want to chick flick to a dick flick this thing? You
Yeah.
It's not a chick flick?
I think I am very proud of mine today.
All right, let me go first.
All right.
Because I literally had a really hard time with this. The only thing I thought, which I thought would be really interesting and really just really turn this into like a guy movie. You ever see Falling Down?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Great movie about a guy who just kind of like reaches his end point and just goes on a rampage.
Yes.
So for me, this movie, once we hit the grocery store scene where he starts ripping buns out of bags, it just fucking escalates. Like this guy's had enough. He's snapped.
Like he kills one of the clerks.
Yeah, like they come up to like tell him to stop. He dumps all the buns out of the bag and then puts the bag over the guy's head and just suffocates him in the grocery store.
All right, you got a good one here.
And then just sticks a bunch of hot dogs in his mouth and leaves them. And then from there, he just goes on a fucking rampage across the city.
They call him the marriage dad mangler.
Yeah, like he goes back to where the wedding is. He kills all the fucking geese. First things first, murders the geese.
I should have seen this coming.
he's such a badass. The geese don't even stand a chance. Like he just comes in, just runs roughshod, and then like kills Frank and Howard, and then just continues on his way. Like just everything that's been bothering him about this entire movie, he just destroys.
Forces the wedding happen at gunpoint.
Yeah. He kidnaps his own daughter and Brian and just takes them to the justice of the peace and like forces them to get married by a judge, and then that's it.
I love it.
That's how the movie ends. So yeah, that was mine.
Okay, I'm pretty proud of this. This all comes from one line in the movie.
Okay.
So let's take this movie. This movie's what, about an hour and 45 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it 3.5 hours.
Oh, God. Why?
Right there at the hour and 25 minute mark or so is when the police show up to the door and they say, hey, you get all these fucking cars out of here or the fire marshal's going to shut you down.
Yeah.
Why would the fire marshal shut a place like that down? Because if there's a fire, everybody's going to die. So this is where we turn into the Titanic.
Oh, Jesus.
The geese
Fucking cute.
escape.
Of course they do.
They start knocking over these candles that are all over his fucking house. People, you light 1 or 2 candles, that is it. That is all the candles you are allowed to have lit in your house at one time. Like, don't get romantic. If you get romantic, buy those little LED tea lights, because you will die in a house fire.
Uh-huh.
So they start knocking these candles over and the place lights up, but he hasn't moved all these cars. Suddenly, there's ice all over the sidewalks. There's cars blocking everybody in. And it turns into a dog-eat-dog slugfest to get out of this house alive.
More like Goosey.
Daughter, she's wearing the most flammable wedding dress ever.
Oh, no.
Like, it is pure tragedy. Is what I want to see going on here. They're finally like, oh my God, we can escape through the garage. There's 12 geese in front of the garage just ripping people to pieces. And yeah, that's it. It's just an entire second half movie a la Titanic.
Towering goose.
Of, about 400 of these 500 people dying horribly.
And there's a geese on fire just still attacking people. That's terrifying. You think a goose is terrifying? Imagine one on fire that's still in the
Oh, jeez.
It's like a fucking just giant fucking ball of fire
Jason
with
never
gnashing
slept
teeth.
again.
Holy shit. I fucking hate geese.
All right, but that's mine. I'm proud of mine this week.
It's very good. All right. Let's Nick Cage it.
All right, I'm throwing him in as the father of the groom.
Okay.
They show up to this giant, like, palace in Bel Air. And I just want it to be actual Nick Cage being the father of the groom. Like, when they're sitting there eating lunch, they're eating, like, weird foods on top of a fucking table that's made out of a dinosaur skull.
Mm-hmm.
In the background is a full-grown man in a plastic container wearing a Superman suit that's just like he pays me to stand here. Just weird-ass Nick Cage shit going on all over the house.
All right. I like that. Can I actually had an idea for this myself.
Oh, hit me.
This is actually a visual. Like, I want to show you something. And I'll put this on the Facebook page, like, once this episode drops, so everybody can see what I'm talking about. But I went back and I decided, I was like, what did Nicolas Cage look like in 1991?
Oh, this is prime Nick Cage.
I replaced Brian, the new boyfriend, with 1991 Nicolas Cage. I think he'd be perfect.
Oh, look at him.
Look at him. He's glorious.
Yeah.
And just to have him and Steve Martin, because, like, Brian was so boring. Like, let's get a guy with
very
fucking acting
milquetoast
chops in there, you know? Let's get a little craze, that little crazed look in the eyes. Like, let's give Steve Martin a reason to work.
Yeah, like, he's all smiles and happiness, but anytime that Steve Martin's the only person looking at him, he's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And eventually we'll find out he's a good guy. But, like, let's raise the stakes a little bit. Let's make the audience wonder, like, is this guy okay? Or is he fucking out of his mind? Yeah.
I like it.
That's what I would do. Okay. Let me Nick Cage this thing where I will connect him to B.D. Wong. If we couldn't make a chick flick or dick flick revolving around dinosaurs, I can sure as hell connect Nicolas Cage to the guy through dinosaurs.
B.D. Wong, we got to give him props. He's in every Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, he is.
He just shows up, man. He's the through line.
So's the T-Rex.
He is the moose of the Jurassic Park world.
That's true. And fucking geese, descendants of dinosaurs. So let that sink in.
Yeah.
You got a little tiny fucking murder. God damn it. Fucking geese. All right, so B.D. Wong plays Howard in this movie. He was also in Jurassic Park as Wu. Jurassic Park also stars Wayne Knight Newman from Seinfeld as Nedry. Nedry was in Punisher Warzone, which was the Punisher movie that starred Ray Stevenson as the Punisher.
Yeah.
It's actually a good one. If you haven't seen it, I'm a big Punisher
I've never
fan.
seen it.
I actually like that one quite a bit. Ray Stevenson was in The Other Guys. He plays the bad guy, like the muscle for like the bad guys. His name's Wesley in that movie. Also stars Eva Mendes as Will Ferrell's wife. And Eva Mendes, of course, is in Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage. So there you have it. Let's rate it. You can go first.
This is solid down the middle, man. 2.5 would be solid down the middle, right? That's where I'm going.
Average. Didn't make you happy, didn't make you sad, didn't do anything for you.
It was there. I see why it was a huge hit, but you think like think about the evolution of these kind of movies in the early 90s. Like, we started with Father of the Bride, and by the end of that decade, Ben Stiller was zipping his balls up in his pants.
Franks and beans.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is where it began with comedy, and by the end it was obscene.
Yeah.
So it's just a very milquetoast movie.
Okay.
And it is, I'm just going to give it the most bland score I can give it, right down the middle.
Okay. I can't give it... I understand what you're saying, and I feel a lot of the same things as you do. Like, this movie didn't do a lot for me as far as, like, taking me on any kind of emotional roller coaster. There weren't a lot of stakes. I didn't really have strong feelings one way or the other what happened. But I laughed. It was funny for me. Like, Steve Martin is a great comedic actor.
Okay.
Martin Short, great comedic actor. So I can't say that it was just... Like, 2.5 to me is like, meh. Like, it's not one... It's not like, oh my God, I hated it. It's not, oh my God, I loved it. It's just meh. I like this a little bit, mainly because of Steve Martin and Martin Short. So I gotta go... I'm gonna go 3, I think. Didn't hate it. Didn't love it.
Give it a bump.
But it gave me, like, enough chucks and gigs. Thanks to Steve Martin and Martin Short.
If I wanted to get my fix, though, I could name 20 movies.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you can do that with any of these movies in this list. There's always something you'd rather watch than that. But I just gotta go. I gotta kind of judge it off of what I'm given, and it was better than average for me, literally because of those two guys. Like, there was nothing else in this movie. I mean, honestly, I probably should lose a couple points to the fucking geese.
Wow.
All right.
Why are you sweating so much?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about a giant flaming goose. Yeah, so before we roll the next movie here, I will just say, as I always do, please check us out on the socials. Check out our Facebook page if you want to see this sweet, sweet pic of 1991's Nicolas Cage. Guy's a dreamboat. There's something sinister behind those eyes, much like a goose. Like us, subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts at. And again, send us an email. you've.gotmails@yahoo.com. Ask us questions. Tell us where you're listening from. If you got an idea for how you'd put Nicolas Cage in this movie, anything you want, we'll read it on the air. I mean, get your little brush with fame. We'll get your name out there. Fucking email me and tell me how much you hate geese, for Christ's sake. I can't be the only one. All right, but yeah, let's roll our next movie. Let me get you the number here. We're at 199.
199. All right. You're not going to believe this.
Okay.
This is going to be a great movie. I'm positive of it.
Is it number 1?
It's number 4.
Oh.
It's got to be great. Like, this is when we were naming the good movies off the top of our head.
Oh, God. I don't know what this is.
Oh, no.
A thin line between love and hate? I'm going to have to Google this because I don't know what this is. So it is, like, so early on that... Okay, it's from 1996. Oh, shit! Got our girl Regina King.
There we go.
And I'm trying to see, Bobby Brown is in this movie.
Regina King is our queen on this podcast, really.
Directed by Martin Lawrence. It stars Martin Lawrence. Ladies' man Darnell Wright, Martin Lawrence, is used to getting his way with women. Although he's committed to marrying his longtime love, Regina King, he can't help himself when he meets the beautiful and standoffish Brandy. After betting and then trying to ditch Brandy, Darnell is in for an unpleasant surprise. The unhinged Brandy is not about to let Darnell dump her, and she will do anything to exact revenge on him for tossing her aside. I like the sound of this. It's a comedy thriller. Oh, I like this. I don't know if this is actually... I don't know. It's got a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm excited about it, though. I actually am very excited about this.
Boy, I feel like we're stretching the premise a little bit.
It's got love in the title. I don't know how it got in the top 5. I don't know where this came from. Someone suggested this because when we were initially putting lists together, there was a group of us, and we were all just kind of shouting out names of movies.
Yeah,
so.
this has got to be off of that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, until next time when we discuss a thin line between love and hate, which I'm actually pretty excited for. Stay romantic and don't be shitty to each other.
Damn, Gina!
Look out for the geese!